Hello and welcome back to the Honor and to another edition of AEW Collision out of 10. And it's not just AEW Collision out of 10, we got 3 hours of AEW content on this Friday night because we got Rampage as well. 3 hours of wrestling stuff. I'm just going to call it Collision out of 10 because it mainly was Collision and yeah, that's about it basically. But yeah, we got an interesting card. Starting things off with Miro versus Daniel Garcia. And yeah, Tony Schiavone welcomed Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Luchasaurus to the ring for an interview first. Cage gave a promo to hype his Trios match at Full Gear, and he will have the title on the line at Rampage. The segment ended without interruption. We got a quick interview with Big Bill and Ricky Starks before Miro made his way to the ring for the first match against Garcia. That was all kind of building out to later stuff on the show, but the Dance Machine got a nice reaction when he came out, but it looked like he was focused more on his opponents and dance move for ons. And God's Champion overpowered and Red Death and dominated the first few minutes with ease before Garcia tried to get some offense in, but he was stopped in his track every time he gained a little momentum. A lot of AEW matches are booked to give equal offense to both competitors, but this bout was set up for Miro to be dominant and had the upper hand, while Garcia played the underdogs who got quick bursts. This might not be everyone's match of the week, but it's a great example of how to properly book a powerhouse against a smaller competitor without it feeling contrived. They gave the crowd just enough hope that Garcia might get the victory before with a sharpshooter before Miro escaped and leveled him with a kick to set up his version for the camel clutch to get the win. Thankfully, Dazzy Magic showed up and had little impact on the outcome as well. So yeah, that was good. But yeah, it gets 7 out of 10 from me. I thought storyline interaction was interesting here, built up to it nicely, and yeah, on the whole, a fun match which I thought was worked well. So yeah, good start to the hours of wrestling. There's 7 out of 10. We then got the Kings of the Black Phone versus the Boys. Ahead of their fatal 4-way match at Full Gear, this is kind of a warm-up match. Black started the match against the Twin with the red hair and nearly took his head off with a spinning elbow after about 30 seconds. King tagged in and shrugged off some strikes before barking at his opponent. This is a glorified squash match that King and Black won in just a couple of minutes. It was an entertaining exhibition, but filler content, and just stop treating the Boys like this. But a dominant win for the House of Black, really laying down a marker ahead of their match at Full Gear. And yeah, I think they're probably going to kill it in that match because yeah, they're so good together. So yeah, this is good stuff. We then got that #1 contender for the TNT title match, which is happening in like an hour or two. Trent, Penta, Brian Cage and Commander taking part. The beginning saw a little trash talk from all 4 men before the action started, but once they got going, the Luchas hit a few high-fire moves to make it exciting. This was a match with lots of moving parts and a lot of wild spots. This is one of those bouts where it would have been taken so long to list all the best moments, so you probably should just watch it live if you didn't see it. Everyone put in great effort though, and to make it a fun match. Beretta ended up getting the win, hitting a Storm Zero on Commander to get the win. So yeah, that'll be great. Beretta v Christian, which we got later on the night. And yeah, this is a really fun match, like I said in itself. And yeah, I think Beretta deserves a big opportunity for a match like that, so I'm not complaining at all. Gets 7 out of 10 from me. On the whole, this was really good stuff. Before Wardlow marched his way to the ring and immediately hit some powerbomb on a jobber. The War Daddy wasn't done and climbed to the top rope, hit a swanton bomb before hitting another powerbomb. The ref called off the match because his opponent could not continue. Fair enough, just do a bit more with him before he got Dax Hardwood, if you know you know, taking on Roosh. And yeah, they met for a singles match ahead of the fatal 4-way match on Saturday. Jose Starks and Big Bill were all near the ring. It's very physical. Hardwood is just well known for brawling as he is technical wrestling, so his hard hitting contest was able to be highly competitive. Neither man seemed to have a big advantage over the other, so they traded several strikes. Some things they did weren't pretty, but it all looked effective. These men were having uneasy allies recently, but they were not holding back. This was definitely a bout that would have been welcome on any pay-per-view, but the ending was marred by interference by Starks and Bill. The rest of the competitors in front of the fatal 4-way tag match came out to turn this into a big brawl. The match was good, but the ending really hurt the overall quality. The huge brawl could have easily taken place after a clean finish, which is a bit of a shame, but I guess we need to protect all competitors. Up until that point, it was still really good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm going to be generous and give it 7 out of 10. Next up was Wheeler Yuta versus Buddy Matthews, and they met for a singles match once more as they got the teams cleared from the ringside area. Matthews had a clear size and power advantage, but Yuta used his speed and technical ability to even the playing field, so this didn't feel like a one-sided battle. They ended up having a great match that showcased each of their individual skill sets. The best part was that the ending was hard to predict because this felt like an even match up from start to finish. Matthews ended up getting a pin, but he wasn't done yet. He wanted to get a chair and to continue his attack when Claudio showed up to make the save. He grabbed the mic and challenged Matthews to a match at Full Gear, which can be great. And yeah, I thought this worked really nicely, setting up that match. Big win for Buddy Matthews on the stage. Yuta, bit of a shame to see him stay to the loss, but hopefully, yeah, can rebound from it. I'm sure he will. So yeah, worked nicely. Before it's time for the main event of the Collision part, the Outcasts taking on Sheila and Statlander. Soho started the match against Shida, but all the announcers could talk about was Soho having a potential suitor. Angelo Parker showed up in the crowd to lend some support while wearing a Soho shirt. She looked happy to see him, but the distraction almost cost her the match. Even though this match had some good action, there was a bit of discontent because neither of the champions were facing their challenges at full gear. Statlander wiped out Parker with a clothesline at ringside. Shida finished off Soraya in the ring to get the win. The collision portion of the show ended with MJF giving a backstage promo to Shivani, which was decent. But yeah, back to the match itself. I don't know. It gets a 6 out of 10 for me. It wasn't bad, but it just kind of felt like it was distracted by other things. And did it really build massively to full gear? I don't think it did. It wasn't terrible or anything. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Before it's time for the Rampage portion of the show, starting off with Jericho making his entrance to join the commentary team before Beretta and Cage had their TNT title match. Cage talked a little trash and Ty took a big time Beretta, but he wasn't intimidated. Both of these guys were more decorated champion than most. He made sure to let Beretta know who the biggest star was. Due to Cage being in a feud with Sting and Allen and Copeland at the moment, the conclusion obviously was predictable. It was hard to buy any false finishes, but they did their best to make it entertaining. Cage kicked out of the Storm Zero. Same move Beretta used to get the opportunity. When he regained his composure, he hit the kill switch to gain the victory. And yeah, fun match. Was there only going to be a title change? No, but was it still a really fun match that I enjoyed? And yeah, nice little idea for this special Friday wrestling bonanza. Yeah, I think it was 7 out of 10. Before it's time for Toni Storm versus Emi Sakura, and Toni Storm tried to give Sakura script, but the veteran ripped it up and started throwing Storm around the ring. The Timeless One was able to throw her down by her head and hit a hip attack to send her out of the ring. Luther then helped out to the ring so she could attack Sakura on the floor. Sakura looked amused at Storm's antics and took control again. Storm managed to take over during the break, but Sakura didn't make it easy on her. After kicking out of a Tiger Bomb and a brutal backbreaker, the Hollywood Starlet picked up the win. This was fine for what it was, but it wasn't exactly Storm's most competitive match. It was all about character work. And yeah, we'll get the in-ring stuff tomorrow. And yeah, I'm a big fan of both of these. I thought it's decent. I'm enjoying the Storm's character at the moment. So yeah, I liked it on the whole. 7 out of 10. Before it's time for Roddy Strong versus Action Andretti. Strong came out with the Kingdom to compete in this match, and he tried to attack Andretti as soon as he got in the ring, but the High Flyer saw it coming and took him down with a quick 2. While it seemed like it may be a quick bout when it started, it came much more competitive. This might not have been the most star-studded match to put in the main event of a 3-hour show, but they did a good job keeping the crowd invested. After a scary moment, Strong landed right on his neck following a Spanish Fly. Roddy managed to get the win. Jay White then gave an interview to close the show when MJF attacked him out of nowhere in an attempt to get back to Triple B. They ended up where the ring where MJF ended up getting beaten down by the Guns and Switchblade. Samoa Joe made a save and he was unable to help MJF reclaim the belt. It now looks like Joe and MJF will be defending the RH titles at Full Gear, which kind of direction we all expected it to go. So yeah, that was a good ending to the show, setting up multiple angles. And yeah, the Joe stuff is definitely creates an intriguing section to that as well. And yeah, the match itself, like I say, it wasn't bad, it wasn't terrible, just kind of felt like it was going nowhere and not the best main events of the big show. But yeah, it gets 6 out of 10 for me, but I enjoyed the stuff post-match after with the 2 world title protagonists. Overall, AEW Collision this week and AEW Rampage this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, pretty enjoyable show this week, I have to say. Enjoyed lots of stuff on there. I thought, yeah, we had it all really. We had some good storytelling, some really good wrestling on the card. So yeah, good stuff, 7 out of 10. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Next week's for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.